Okay, so as far as I can tell, I am going live to my personal page. And while I sort of check this out, I'm going to redo the open quickly, and then we'll go ahead and redo the whole thing for reals in just a minute. I'm Jake Living Payne. I'm John C. Payne, if you will, and I am doing this thing where every single day I produce a quote from the world, sometimes for myself, and a question that is inspired by that quote. The purpose of this project is to get more people journaling, at least thinking about stuff, but hopefully writing them down and putting them into words so that they can go back and check it out. We'd like you to share what you thought, your thoughts as well. You can do that in various ways. You can share it right here in this video, in the comments, what do you think about this. You can also share it on all my personal social media. J. Cleveland Payne is my moniker everywhere. So on Facebook, it's J. Cleveland Payne for my personal page, which you'll see this. It's also J. Cleveland Payne page for my fan business page, working on that as well. Look for me on Twitter and Instagram as well for these same quotes and questions. Also, you can check it out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook for Ask Yourself This in general, so you don't miss out on anything, especially when I'm not going live to my personal stuff. You can see those on Facebook, Ask Yourself This, Instagram, Ask Yourself This _, Twitter, Ask Yourself THI _. It just didn't work out to have them all on the same name. So very quickly, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pause. I'm going to go ahead and get back into the groove so we can put this up on YouTube. That's been the plan, to have a YouTube channel with this. Hasn't quite worked out as well schedule-wise yet. We're still working on some scheduling things, but you know, you start somewhere and keep on going. So thanks so much for joining me on the live here today, whether it's live through, well, it's live through Ask Yourself This, whether it's through my personal stuff. I'm doing this a couple times a week, I guess, so thank you for that. Bear with me, because I had to make it live. I have to actually pull up the quote for the day because I shifted it over. So now this is the part where I'm going to take a quick pause because I need a place to split the video. And so you'll hear, if you were with me from the beginning, the whole thing again. So sorry about that. We're doing the best we can with what we can right now, so that's how things work. So let's do this. You ready? 3, 2, 1, pause. Good morning and welcome to Ask Yourself This and today's quote and question video. I'm J. Cleveland Payne, and I produced a project called Ask Yourself This. It was a book we produced a few years ago, coming from an old-time project I did back literally in the Yahoo Groups days, where every single day I set out a quote and a question to think about and ponder on. This is the current iteration of it. I'm sure it's 5.0 at this point, where every single day I'm releasing on social media a quote and a question for you to think about. We'd like you to share your ideas with us, because the greater part of the project is to share it with other people, and we use this for feedback every single day. So if you're seeing this video, you can easily put in your comments on what you think about the quote and the question in the video comments. You can also put it on various places online as well. My social media is all J. Cleveland Payne at Facebook, at Twitter, at Instagram. You can find the quote and questions there every single day. You can also find it at the Ask Yourself This pages. Ask Yourself This on Facebook, Ask Yourself This _ on Instagram, and Ask Yourself THI _ on Twitter. If you're a person who likes to actually do journaling stuff, which is what this is supposed to be, a journaling trigger, we encourage you to write it wherever you feel comfortable. If you just want to pull out your notes app on your phone and keep it so you can go through there, that's awesome. If you want to use something like I do for Evernote and keep my things down, that's there as well. You also have a Ask Yourself This writing book. It's a journal, 2 different versions, spiral bound and book bound. You will see links to it in this video or in the comments of the video, so you can check it out and grab one for yourself. And you can also do something really, really cool. We're working on a daily download for the Ask Yourself This quote and question. We're working on making it efficient, making it easy, making it something you can really, really use. Right now, we're creating PDFs for the quotes and questions, and we're using, like we said, we're gauging which quotes and questions are the better, so we can do this and have them done ahead of time and kind of do it with the good ones, make sure the good questions going out there. You can see more of that coming out here or there. You'll see links to those and set trials for those here or there around the way. Now, without further ado, let's get to today's quote and question, which I actually had a chance to publish with the picture on time today. I'm getting a little better with my workflow, so I can get the pictogram out there so it looks a little more pretty when it comes out. as a post. Today's quote: don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. Theodor Geisel on that one, misspelled Theodor because it's no E in it. That means Theodor Geisel, of course, Dr. Seuss. The question that was inspired by this is, do you see many happy endings? And that's a question that may be a little tougher than some of the ones we've had out this week. It may not be the easiest question to put out there today because there's a lot of really crazy going on in the world right now, a lot of really bad going on in the world right now. And even though there are people who do profit over pain and suffering, there still is always just pain and suffering in general, and some people who are profiting from it but not exactly happy with what they're doing. So how is your life going? How does your life go? And throughout your life, not necessarily are you living the happily ever after right now, but do you see very many happy endings in your life, in your projects? Do you see things that end well, even if they lead to a new beginning that may or not be so great? Do you see things that end well? Do you have great days that start from wherever and end on a good note? Great weeks, great months, great years, great projects, great lives, things that end on a happy note, or things that end on the great note, on the upscale. And we're talking about the endings, if you will, the towards the endings. So if you're thinking about life, this is not so much are you living a good life question, because life continues. But do you see very many happy endings to your journeys, to your travels, to your stories? If you chop up your life into bits and pieces, things you did, things you're doing, things you want to do, will it lead you to a happy ending at the end? Will it lead you to a sad ending at the end? Will it lead you to something somewhere slightly in between? Has something that looked like a tragedy turned into something that's been a blessing in disguise? Has something that you thought was a blessing turned into a tragedy, meaning less happy endings? How is your life going, and do you see a lot of good times, if you will, a lot of happy endings? Not so much great in the middle, maybe not so good to start, but when you get to the end of it, when you climb the precipice of that mountain, when you hit that high point, that end of the chapter, was it a good chapter? Was it a good book? Would you want to pick it up and read it again? Are you seeing many happy endings in your life, in your things you're doing in your life and projects? You can let us know, as we said, various ways on my social media online. Follow J. Cleveland Payne and answer it in the question for the post there. The post on Instagram is for Ask Yourself This, or Ask Yourself This _, and then on Twitter it's Ask Yourself This THI_, and of course on Facebook it's just Ask Yourself This. If you want to write it down, we have a great writing book, a journal, a spiral bound or book bound, whichever way you like. You can look for links for that in the video description down here, and also just put your answers in the video. Just put in the video comments and let us know how things are going. We're looking for the comments for which questions and which quotes are the better. We don't necessarily say best, but are the better, so we can use them in our upcoming productivity product. You'll see the prototypes of that coming fairly soon. A PDF that has both Daily Dozens checklist tool and a place to journal about the answers of this quote and question today. In the meantime, thank you so much for joining me on the live, popping it on today on my personal side to get a little exposure there. Of course, if you're not seeing this every single day, then you're not subscribed or not set up for the Facebook Live on Facebook on Ask Yourself This. Follow me there as well. Of course, check out my website, jclevelandpayne.net. Having some issues with the website issues. If you saw my personal thing yesterday, you may know some of the struggles we're having with customer service. So we're working to revamp, literally rebuild the website because they can't fix it, and I can't fix it. Or email me, jclevelandpayne@gmail.com. Thank you so much. This has been the quote and question. I don't think I said the day at this end. For the 28th of June, 2018. Keep on writing, keep on thinking, keep on dreaming, and join me tomorrow at facebook.com/askyourselfthis for the quote and question for that day, which will be 29 June 2018.